I got another exciting thing for you to watch. And this is our buddy Tristan up at the Smok'n Crew BBQ in Mooresville. We got a great thing coming your way this Thursday. We're going to be doing a bike night up there. So take a look and listen to what Tristan's doing up there in Mooresville. I think you're going to enjoy it. So have a look. Hey, and I also got to give a shout out to Leidendorf Law, personal injury lawyer. I tell you, they've been a part of this show for a long time, taking care of Indianapolis. They are local. They will go to bat for you. Hope you never need a personal injury lawyer, but if you do, Leidendorf Law is the only name you need to know.
Still Horse is brought to you by Leidendorf Law, with over 60 years experience in motorcycle and automotive injury cases.
We're here in Mooresville. We are at the Smok'n Crew BBQ. This is like super cool. It's a really cool environment. The way you guys got this thing decorated and set up, it's just really cool. Tell me a little bit about Smok'n Crew. How did you come up with the name anyway?
So it's kind of funny. My family actually had a construction business called Crew Flooring. We still do that, but me and my dad ventured out and started the restaurant side of things. So we wanted to kind of keep that theme, so it became the Smok'n Crew, Smok'n Crew BBQ.
Nice.
Yeah, we had an ambition, I would say, to bring Texas-style barbecue to Mooresville, because my dad grew up in Texas when he was younger, and he taught me how to smoke the meats and kind of the methods of doing that. And then we ended up opening a restaurant through some, caterings and things here and there. People were like, "Hey, you should open up a restaurant." So now we're here, and now we're here.
Nice. So and I know right now you guys are closed right now.
Yes, sir.
We were able to come in here and do this before you guys are open. You're open for business now.
Yes, sir.
But today you're actually closed.
And we're happy to have you here. Happy to host.
And so your hours are
11 to 9. 11 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday.
Tuesday through Saturday, closed on
Mondays and Sundays.
Sunday and Monday. So all you old Harley riders, remember how the Harley stores were. Closed on Sunday and Monday. That's the way it was for years and years and years. So it's an easy schedule to remember. What are some of your dishes? What do you most want? You guys have been up now for what, about a month and a half?
Yes, sir. About a month and a half. What would I say our main dishes are? We serve a little bit of everything. I would say our signature dishes are spiced brisket. That's what I would say we're well known for. Second to that would be our ribs. We can sell you a full rack, half rack. We sell pulled pork, pulled chicken, some of the other staples, in barbecue. One of the bigger things I think we talked about before was we have a Wednesday special called the Magnificent 7. You get 7 different meats, some fries, and 2 sides all in one dish. Scott was telling me that they ate it for 2 days, so we try to make sure that when you leave here, your stomach's good and full, and that you feel like you got what you paid for. So
yeah, it was fantastic.
Thank you.
And again, it's Texas style, which of course, if you know anything about that, the brisket is definitely what you're going to want to. That's what I'm going to lean towards every time I come in here is the brisket, because it was fantastic.
Thank you.
And I know you're closed and you're out here. You got meat cooking right now. You're smoking meat out here. We're not going to go out there right now, but it looks fantastic.
Thanks, Scott.
It's one of those things. Go back and watch the Monday Night Live that we did here on Facebook, and you'll be able to see it. You'll get a good shot of what it looked like out there. But the reason we're here and the reason we're talking about this place is because we're going to start doing a bike night here. It's going to be a monthly bike night. It'll be the 3rd Thursday of July, August, and September. So July 20th, we will be doing a bike night right here. This is a family restaurant, okay? So I want to make sure I'm very clear about that. There is no alcohol here. This is family friendly. My whole goal is that we can do a bike night here from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Do our People's Choice Bike Show like we used to do over at Heavy's. And then, I always say we shut down a day. If you want to go to another bike night and have a cocktail
For sure,
then you can do that after you leave here. Come here, have a good bite to eat, and hang out with some good friends, and then you can ride to the next one after 8 o'clock. But to me, what I like is you're all about reaching out to your community.
For sure.
Mooresville.
Absolutely.
That's what it's all about. And I think what's so cool about it is if it's non-alcohol, then that means kids can come out. That means when your families are in here dining, they're going to see all the bikes. We have an area on the side that's all that we roped off for just motorcycle parking. But these kids can actually come out and take a look at the motorcycles. They can come right up close to them. They can walk right in there. and you don't have to worry about it because there's no alcohol. So it's, you know what I mean?
Right.
The kids can show up. And that's, my big message is if we don't reach out to the younger generation, all us old people are going to die, and nobody's going to be riding motorcycles anymore, and we won't be getting charity rides. We're not going to be helping the kids at Rite Aid Hospital. I mean, I'm just saying, that is what happens. You know, I've watched too many churches where the old people didn't want these young kids with their long hair and their beards and their whatever, and you know what I mean? Eventually, all those old people die, and the church is gone because they didn't want them coming in there with their different music or their different whatever.
Sure. And Scott, to your point, the youth is the future. So, you know, when we get the youth involved, interested in motorcycles and builds and different styles, and that might be a hobby they pick up, and they do become that next generation of riders. And you know, they might bring their kids over to bike nights. Right. So it's very important. I'm not just reaching out to the adults like Scott had mentioned. I'm reaching out to the whole community, family friendly. You know, bring your other family, maybe if they're not bike riders. I just want to get to know my community better. And support my community as well. I just want to feed you guys and make sure that you're good and happy when you leave. So,
Hey, big shout out to Crambo's out in Greencastle. Man, if you're looking for paint work, mechanical work, or accessories, they have everything you need out in Greencastle. It's Crambo's. You know what they say, they'll get you noticed. Hey man, Leidendorf Law, personal injury lawyer. I tell you, Leidendorf Law has been a part of this show, a major part of this show for 20 years. Thank you so much, Leidendorf Law, for what you've done for Steel Horse Thunder and all the riders.
Hey guys, once again, you caught us. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon. We're actually hanging out here at the Steel Horse Thunder Cafe. It's kind of nice, Cindy. We're able to, you know, have a cocktail out here on the hodgepodge patios while we're listening to the guys out there cut the grass and do all the landscape work. It's kind of nice, isn't it?
It is kind of nice. It's a very nice day.
Beautiful day. You know what? We also had a great day. We were over in Ellettsville, which is over by Bloomington, and kind of between Bloomington and Spencer. Just to give you an idea, if you're not familiar with Ellettsville. There's a church there called House of Prayer. The Unchained Gang motorcycle ministry, that's kind of their home base. So they were doing a benefit ride, and we thought, let's go over there, check them out. There's a bunch of good people out there. So we did. We got a chance to head on out there, and it's amazing how much that church has grown and how it looks over all these years. All right, man, here we are. We're at the House of Prayer here in, is this still Ellettsville?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I always call it Ellettsville, but I know sometimes there's, you know, a little different name, you know, there. So we're in Ellettsville, House of Prayer, Unchained Gang. You guys got a ride going on today.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about this ride.
Well, we're having a benefit ride for Adam Oliver, and Adam's parents, Tina and Jerry Oliver, is actually members of our motorcycle ministry, and their son had an accident back in May 13th and had some pretty serious injuries, and so we're having a benefit ride to kind of help take care of some of the costs that he's going to incur through all them hospital bills and such. And
that just happened this May?
Yeah, just this May.
Okay, so just a couple months ago.
Yes, just a couple months ago. He's recovering, but you know how it is. Recovery takes a while sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
So we're just here to kind of help him out, and you know, and try to help him with all the costs he's got incurred.
That's fantastic, and that's what I love about the biker community, man. They always come together, and you know, obviously you guys are Unchained. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yes.
You guys are affiliated with the church and everything else, and I think that's what always amazed me. It's like we kind of expect it from you guys, but when I see some of the other groups that still manage to do good, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, I love that aspect. Obviously, I am all about the church and everything else.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But it's just, I just love to see when people come together and help one another, and because that's what we're really supposed to be doing.
Absolutely. That's what the Bible tells us we need to be doing, right? Absolutely.
Exactly. So no, I think that's fantastic. And tell me a little bit about Unchained.
So Unchained is a motorcycle ministry, right? And so we do a lot of events and such, but we also are primarily a jail and prison ministry, right? Okay. So we go into jails and prisons to give the word of God, you know what I mean, and let them guys know that they're not forgotten, you know what I mean. And so that's primarily what we do, is just a jail and prison ministry. At Christmas time we do some offender gift bags that we hand out, and you know, because a lot of them guys are in there that, you know, might not get a lot of family, and so we take in a little gift bag to show them that they're not forgotten, and that we love them and Jesus loves them, you know what I mean. And so yeah, it's an awesome ministry, and awesome. I just love doing
Imagine
this.
you got to go through a pretty strict background check.
Yeah,
to be able to
yeah,
do something
well,
like that.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so, yeah.
I mean, I know they're just not going to let anybody
Yeah.
talk, and I was like, no, yeah, I just want to go talk to somebody about it.
Yeah, so, you know, you got to go through a little bit to go in, but, you know, it's worth it. You know, it really is. It's worth it to be able to do this and everything, and we have a great time, you know what I mean? I mean, to just do this and the rides and everything else, it's just a bunch of guys getting together, just having a good time and fellowshipping, and it's awesome.
Tell me a little bit about the House of Prayer.
Okay. It was 1983 that there was a group of us, about 20, something like that, and we had left the denominational church that we belonged to at that time, and it was a Pentecostal church, but we felt like that God was leading us, and for sure He was. And so that year we started the House of Prayer, and we're an offspring of the House of Prayer from Louisville, Indiana, which was started by Merrill and Jeanette McBride, and it is still up there. Pastor David Cobb is still the pastor there. So we started the House of Prayer down here. We was over in the little Stewart Tabernacle on Smith Pike, and so we just grew from there. And the first 10 years, I think there was like 6 different pastors.
Yeah.
We struggled for 10 years. You know, I think that the enemy knew we were up to something, you know.
Right.
He knew God was up to something.
Right.
And so he gave us a little bit of trouble, but we overcame that. And my brother at the time him and his wife owned and operated Big Red Harley Davidson over here on 46.
Oh, okay.
And I had worked for Baines Harley Davidson back then all through the 70s. And so we cleaned the warehouse out, and we made church in the warehouse because we were growing. And so I guess we became the Warehouse of Prayer for a little bit. And so the House of Prayer here, this ground is a part of a 360-acre farm that was owned by my grandparents.
Okay.
And my brother and I and our dad went to them and asked if we could have a few acres of ground to start a church. And they cried because they'd prayed for us, their 2 grandsons. We were heathens all for a long time, and they didn't know if there was any hope, I think. But they never gave up, and they cried, and they gave us 3.5 acres of ground, and we've grown now. We've got 33 acres of ground now here that incorporates the Circle J Kids Ranch and the home of the Unchained Gang motorcycle ministry. And we have had you know, from my motorcycle days, and just I didn't set out to be a pastor of a church by no means, but God made it very plain to me.
Yeah.
I mean, he's always had to do that before between the eyes, you know.
Right.
But I can't imagine doing anything else now. People always ask me, what kind of a church do you have? And I said, we have a happy church and we have a thankful church.
Right.
I said, we all know what it was like to have a death sentence hanging over our head. And so now we're happy that it's not hanging over our head anymore.
Hey Scott, what'd you think about today?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great day out there at House of Prayer. Good people, super good people, and I am absolutely stoked about doing this bike night up in Mooresville this Thursday, man. July 20th. It's going to be epic, I'm telling you. I hope we have so many bikes there they can't even fit any cars in the other part of the parking lot. And I hope we get them to where they run out of food that would bring that many people in.
That would be awesome.
I'm really looking forward to it.
Come on out.
Hey, Cindy,
What?
where can people learn more about Steel Horse Thunder?
You go to stillhorsethunder.com and everything is there.
There you-
Facebook and Instagram and
It's
YouTube.
all there.
It's all there. It's all there.
And everything is there. All right, guys, you know what we always say, it's not what you ride,
It's that you ride.